Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel, and I have yet another legal update video for you. I had one just yesterday, but there's a lot going on in the SEC versus Ripple case. And so here's a headline from A&B Crypto. XRP lawsuit update. SEC claims Ripple execs were aware of their wrongful offers, and so these claims that they're making now, in line with what they have said in the past, but they're just so absurd that I can't believe for a moment that the SEC even believes the majority of what it's arguing. And so it's look, the XRP community understandably speculates as to the reasons. I've talked about it too. I don't know for sure, but I'll tell you what, given that none of it makes logical sense, what can we do other than assume that for whatever the reasons are, that this has got to be a power grab and or a money grab? And so it just makes me wish that rather than the SEC suing Ripple to get to some sort of conclusion over their disagreements here, I wish that instead they could have just engaged in a little good old-fashioned medieval jousting. Because I'll tell you what, if it were me, I will knock a bitch off a horse with what is effectively a particularly long spear. I would absolutely do that. But instead, we got to go through the court system. A little less fun than jousting, but hey, it is what it is. Now, I do want to be clear at the outset here. I do not have a legal or financial background of any kind. I am not offering legal or financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos as a fun hobby about Ripple and XRP and crypto in general, and sometimes unicorns. Mostly unicorns, but that's all that's going on here. All right, and so into this first piece. Oh, actually, I don't want to forget this. I always want to give credit where it's due. Thank you very much to XRP Crypto Wolf for sending this article my way. He just sends me so much incredible information. I really wish I could cover all of it. Like even if this were my job, even if I work in 80 hours, I'm not sure I could cover everything in the world of crypto. And he sends me all sorts of awesome stuff on everything Ripple and XRP and other topics as well. So anyway, I just wanted to give a shout out, credit where it's due. Thank you so much, XRP Crypto, for continuing to send me all sorts of incredible stuff here. You are a dumb man. All right, end of the piece now. The SEC versus Ripple lawsuit is inching ahead with every passing day. Right after Ripple filed its memorandum of law in opposition to the SEC's motion to strike on Thursday, the regulatory body reverted back with its own memorandum of law, one requesting the court to deny the individual defendants' motions. In the same, the SEC alleged that Ripple executive Chris Larsen, quote, approved and directed, end quote, Ripple's unregistered offerings and sales of XRP. Claiming that he personally promoted XRP as an investment with an expectation of profit from Ripple's efforts, the SEC asserted that Ripple's executive was aware that Ripple's offers of XRP were investment contracts. And so look, this is the thing. This really actually, it figuratively grinds my gears. Most people would say literally, which doesn't make sense because most people don't own gears that would just suddenly get ground up when something happens. So they figuratively mean it, and they're literally using the words wrong, okay? And so, but this does grind my gears because getting advice that somebody from your attorney, like you say you're Chris Larsen, getting advice from your attorney that the SEC could come after and make a claim, that in and of itself does not mean that you're convinced that if the SEC makes that claim, that the claim is valid. That does not make, of course it doesn't. There's no way that logically follows. Of course it doesn't. But the SEC is pretending that it does. This is disingenuous. These people cannot be trusted. Piece continues. According to the regulatory agency, Larsen was aware that such offers and sales could be wrongful under certain circumstances. It added, quote, the complaint pleads that Larsen was aware of his overall role in Ripple's illegal distribution, that his own financial interests were aligned with Ripple's interests, and that he took steps to further them. Well, look, given that there was tremendous uncertainty, and knowing that sometimes, even go back a decade for crypto, anytime there's uncertainty in general surrounding the law, of course, there's always a risk that any agency within the federal government can regulate through enforcement. That risk is always there. And so Chris Larsen well understood that. He didn't know what might come. There was no way to know what it could be or what claims might be bandied about. but he knew that there was a chance something came. And so just understanding that there was non-specific risks in play here, that's what they were talking about. Not that he knew something specifically about this. Anyway, piece continues. As for Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse, the SEC alleged that he treated XRP like an investment and was incentivized to increase XRP's trading price and volume. According to the same, Garlinghouse, quote, understood the nature of the asset, end quote, and made extensive sales to monetize his compensation. The aforementioned submission also blamed the executives for violating Section 5. The executives, in the SEC's opinion, have been making meritless arguments in their own submissions. Yeah. I'll tell you what, that is rich. And this is so annoying. This is why I want to be a strong advocate from here on out for just solving the problem via medieval jousting. Because this is annoying at this point. It's a bunch of crap. In its latest filing, the SEC also reiterated an argument it had made previously, namely, quote, knowledge means awareness of the underlying facts, not the labels that the law places on those facts. Yeah, I remember, so the first time I read that, and I was like, what in the ever-loving hell are you talking about, damn it? Like, what in the ever-loving hell are you talking about? Damn it! Because, frankly, you didn't, so there's obviously insufficient regulatory clarity, especially the further back you go in the crypto space. What the hell terms? Like, what are you even talking about? What are these labels? That's the word they use. What labels? They didn't even have labels for a lot of this stuff. They hadn't even talked about a bunch of this stuff. Anyway, the defendants, the SEC finally argued, engaged in domestic offers and sales of securities that failed to comply with regulations. According to the SEC, the defendants and Ripple Labs made extensive offers of XRP to U.S. investors through marketing statements on Ripple's website, Twitter account, and YouTube channel, and U.S.-based finance programs, while also pointing out that they had discussed the risks and potential rewards of buying XRP. And so look, this is why I was happy to cover one of the more important points yesterday in my video, having to do is actually part of it had to do with this, really, because the question is, like, to what degree should Brad Garlinghouse and Ripple and Chris Larson have known, what would be considered by the SEC a security and what would not? And so if you look at some of their statements, it would not lead Ripple or Brad Garlinghouse or Chris Larson to think that XRP is a security. Tons of their statements, in fact. My gosh. And I went through it. I don't want to rehash like all of the video from yesterday. I definitely don't want to, but it's just they're pretending that what is reality is not functionally reality. And I'm sorry if I'm starting to sound like a broken record. It's just it is that frustrating to me. It really is that frustrating to me that they could actually pretend. So, I mean, look at this. Because again, look what's written here. According to the SEC, the defendants and Ripple Labs made extensive offers of XRP to U.S. investors through marketing statements on Ripple's website, Twitter account, and YouTube channel. See, here's the thing, though. In terms of what would be considered a security, a big part of what's supposed to, like, what you're supposed to be looking for is basically what happens in ICOs, initial coin offerings. Is are you asking for money in a promise to build something? And so in the case of XRP, that's clearly not the case. In fact, XRP, it existed before Ripple, the company, existed. And so it's definitely not in line with that. And so that's just one example, which I brought up yesterday. But anyway, they write here, Larson, on the contrary, has previously argued that the SEC had not provided guidance in the digital asset space prior to 2017. The SEC, however, clarified that the claims for monetary compensation against Larson were timely for conduct between September 1st, 2015 to the date of the filing of the complaint, and it argued, quote, Larson explicitly acknowledged that he was running risk that he would be considered the issuer of securities by the SEC in exchange for significant financial compensation. Larson committed a discrete violation of Section 5 with each unregistered offer and each unregistered sale. And again, like I said, and I don't believe the SEC believes that. And in fact, it's really unheard of for the SEC to go after the executives in a case like this when specifically there are no allegations of fraud. Not against Ripple, not against Brad, not against Chris. No allegations of fraud. And so to have them named, it's unprecedented. And so that's why it really just looks like an intimidation tactic. And given that it likely is nothing more than an intimidation tactic, that would mean the SEC doesn't believe the crap they're arguing, and it does not logically follow. The fact that you could be aware that somebody could make a bogus claim does not mean that you believe that there's validity to the bogus claim. It's nonsensical. And so that's what's going on here. Yay, good times, everybody. So how about that medieval Justin? Sounding pretty good right about now compared to all this lawsuit BS, doesn't it? Knock a bitch off a horse. All right, I'm going to wrap up here. I am not a financial advisor. Do not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.